Good morning. This week I thought I'd try and give you a bit of basically my week and what I'm getting up to. I don't think there's an awful lot going on, but then you need to know what my life's really like here in France, and the regulars will know I don't live the high life. But we're starting on a Monday morning. Not long been out of bed, which is why I look like this. I'm still in my dressing gown, obviously, and I'm not prepared for the day. Not that I look a lot different normally, because I'm not one for dressing up, as it were. But I have my coffee. This is in fact my second coffee. I suppose you'd call it a cappuccino, really. And I need this to start the day. Honestly, I'm normally sat around in the mornings, unless I've got an appointment or rendezvous. I usually sit around for a couple of hours, and I usually sit here, have my coffee, watch some YouTube, catch up with anybody that's my YouTube people I watch, see what they've been doing at the weekend. Otherwise, it's just on in the background. I'm a bit of a one for having the TV on in the background for a bit of company. I'm not always very good with quiet. Yeah, what I do, I tend to get up, obviously put my dressing gown on. I think it's much the same, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate, but I get up, put my dressing gown on, put my slippers on, pick up my clothes from the night before, take them into the bathroom, put them in the washing bin. Next thing, I'm coming downstairs to make my coffee, say goodbye to Duncan, because he obviously goes to work, and then this is it. Then I'm comfortable, and it's a bit of me time. So first thing I do is I have my phone. My phone is a bit of my life, and sometimes I wish I didn't need it so much, because I'm pretty sure that's partly why I've been getting a pain in my shoulder and neck. So I'm trying to be good about that. But then the next thing I do is I've got 3 games on my phone that I play in the morning, which keeps the grey matter going, and it's just basically warms the brain up for the day. The first one is called Framed. I've taken some screenshots of what they look like, and then maybe you could have a go. Maybe you could send to me yours each day, because what they do, each of the ones I do, have a daily puzzle of what they are. So we can only do one in the day, and then we'll share amongst ourselves to see who's done it the quickest time or the easiest. Well, not necessarily the easiest, none of them are that easy. So yeah, it's just something I just like to do, and it's just part of my routine. So Framed comes first, and it's when they give you a choice of 6 stills of a movie, and from these frames you choose. Try to work out what movie it is. Sharon plays this and her daughters play it, but they just go by it, and if they don't know any of the frames, then that's it, it's lost. Whereas I choose this as another way to get my brain ticking over and using my brain rather than just give up on it. I like to do the research to see if I can work out what film it is. It doesn't always work, and sometimes it's movies that I've never heard of, never seen, but to actually get the result is obviously a boost for the day. So, and I managed to get today's, I think, in 4 frames. And then once I've done that, and I've sent it to the appropriate people who are also playing it, which would be Framed is done with Sharon and my son-in-law Chris. So not many other people watch that many films. Well, I don't watch tons, so they don't all necessarily want to play it. So that's the small group that I share with. Then the next I move on to Wordle. And then that's is, I'm talking to people obviously that don't know what this is. Some of you may already do this every day, but I do Wordle, which is a 5-letter word, and you start with 5 letters of your choice, obviously. Some people have the same word every day, and I've gone through that. Sometimes I use similar letters but just change the word to see if I can get a different, like the similar vowels, and then I change the word to get different consonants. Yeah, then you get 5, I think it is, 5 chances, and then obviously the quicker you can get that, the better. Today I managed to do that in 3, I think, maybe 4. Anyway, 3 or 4. So then I sent that off to Sharon, another friend Jackie, who you've seen in an interview, and Adam is another friend who's got a holiday home here. So yeah, so we share those, and it's always quite fun, obviously, to see who can get it the quickest. Then I move on to my next quiz, which is connections. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen, there used to be a quiz show in the UK called Only Connect, and it's quite a brainiacs sort of quiz, but I absolutely love a quiz. And we used to watch that, and one part of the show was to connect. You had a board of 12 boxes with 12 words in it, and there was always a connection with 4 words. So you had to, and sometimes some of them crossed over, so it's a little bit tricky. So to do that, because you get 4 lives. So if you have a guess and you don't get it, you lose a life. I think the last 2 or 3 days I've managed to do it without losing a life. But yes. So today I did it without losing a life again. So I'm all chuffed, ready for the day, and it does give you a little bit of a boost. You think, oh, not as dim as I think. So yeah, so that is always my start of the day. And while I'm making my second cup of coffee, I generally empty the dishwasher, which is surprising now how quick I can do that, and just get everything put away. Some of it I might have to finish when the coffee's finished, but generally I can do it quite quick. Yeah, so once I've finished this coffee, I will be going out to get dressed, and I think I may have a quick go on my exercise bike for a little while. Yesterday, Saturday and Sunday we usually try to do something, because obviously it's Duncan's only time off. So Saturday Duncan had to do a little bit of work, unfortunately. Then he came home, and then we just went out for lunch, and then we didn't do sort of a lot else really then. And then I think it was raining. It did start to rain. Then yesterday we were looking to see if there's any vide greniers or yard sales, wherever you're from, boot fairs. And we went to a couple yesterday. First one was okay if you've got young children. It was absolutely chocker of children's clothes and toys. We just couldn't find anything there. And that was in a town called Comma. Then I think it's about another 20 plus minutes from there, we drove further south to another one, and it was it further south? Anyway, 20 minutes from there, and we found another one in a town called Bazouge de Chimère, and that was a lovely town. We'd never been there before, and it was a fairly big one. It all went all through the town and everything, and I couldn't help. I just randomly decided to get the camera out and try and film some of it for you. So as usual, because I hadn't planned it, because all I had was my phone on me. It's not the greatest, but it gives you an idea, and there's a little surprise in that as well, which it really sort of finished the day off nicely for us. And we got in the car to come home, and the heavens opened, so that was perfect timing. We did buy one thing yesterday at the second one, and it's like a metal, I don't know if any of you have watched my garden videos, we've got these metal half moon shapes that sit on the fence. They're for putting lights, candles in, or electric lights. This one is a cone shape, huge one, about this big. Got that for €5, so we've been looking to get some more for the fence. So that's the only thing we got. And then we came home and I continued with my knitting. Let me just show you. I did finally finish Duncan's jumper. I'll slot in a picture of that. I finished it, and then I'm not sure if I showed it on this channel now or the other channel, but anyway, I knitted Duncan a jumper. He had this jumper that he was wearing constantly. Absolutely loves it, and he bought that, funnily enough, at a vide grenier. And it was just getting a little bit tired looking. He's had it for a few years, and I said, I'll knit you a new one. So I let him choose the colours, because the colours aren't anything I would choose, I have to say. But he chose the colours, and I found a pattern just for a crew neck jumper that was very similar to the one, same style as the other one. So I got it all done, put it on him, and it's quite big, which isn't necessarily the problem, but it was a bit short in the arms. So I've been trying to figure out how to, I did it the wrong way. My idea was that I would undo the cuff, add a few more rows of stitching on to make it a bit longer, than redo the cuff. But it was really difficult to unravel the rib on the cuff. Anybody that knits will know what I'm talking about. Apologies if you don't. And so it's taking me a long time. It's taking me about another 6 months to get round to that, because it was driving me mad. And then I had a sudden light bulb moment, went about it a different way, and it's now done. It just needs a little bit of a press. So I've got that to do. But then I thought, I've had some wool in a bag for ages with a pattern of something I wanted to make myself. When it came to it and I looked at it, I can't remember. I think in the end I didn't quite have enough wool. It was the wrong sort of wool. So I gave up on that idea. And Sharon, ages ago, gave me some magazines that got knitting patterns in. And I decided to knit this one. And as per me, I didn't really want to do it. Well, I didn't have all these colours. I'm working on the wool that I've got. I don't want to have to say, I didn't want to go and be going out buying any wool. I've got a lot of wool upstairs. Wanted to find a way of using some of that. So I thought that was quite a retro looking jumper, stretchy. So I started that, and I've done. This is the back. So I quite like that. I was going to do it just plain grey the whole way, but I decided to put that white band in. So now when I do the other side, I've got to remember where to start the white, obviously. So that's the back finished, and last night started the front. So this is my new challenge for the current time. So I've had to unravel a few bits a couple of times because I've misread it, but I'll get there. And it's just quite nice because I'm not too bad. I can, when it's a simple pattern like that, I can knit and watch TV in the evenings at the same time. And what I did yesterday, I've got a book on, always hesitate with, I've forgotten the name of it now. It's the book thing that you get with Amazon. Anyway, we joined that, and we're paying monthly for that at the moment because everything I do, like the knitting, the sewing and everything, basically doesn't give me enough time to sit and hold a book and read it. So it's Audible. So I decided that Duncan said, we don't like paying anything that is a monthly payment. We don't like committing to anything like that in case something comes up and we haven't got the money or something. But it wasn't too much. It was €10 a month, and we decided that I would give it a go. And I'm reading quite a big book at the moment. I think it's My Little Life, and it's very, very sad. A very sad story. Some people hate the fact that it is sad, but it was very well written, and it's quite gripping. And all the time, it's so many hours. You know when you get an audio book and they tell you in hours, you go, oh my goodness, I'll never get through it. And I think it was something like 36 hours from the start, and I'm down to 17 hours left or something now, so it's still quite a way to go. So what I did yesterday is I just put my earbuds in and I did some knitting, and those opportunities are fairly rare, but it gave me the chance to sit and I can concentrate. I said it's a simple pattern, I can just sit, knit, listen. So that was yesterday afternoon, and then I just obviously got on, did my dinner and everything. Sharon and I are today going to go and do it a bit quick, have a quick walk. We usually try and do about an hour. Then we're going to do some shopping, and then we'll move on, and we're going to go to see a movie. We're going to go to the cinema in Mayenne, and there's an Amy Winehouse movie. I didn't even know there was one. Sharon found it, and we're going to go and see it, because it's difficult to see films in VO, which means version originale. So it's an English, the English original English version, because obviously we're in France, so most films are dubbed, or just mainly dubbed. And we hate a dubbed movie, so to be able to go and see the original is good. So, and also for some reason they always seem to put the VO films on really late or at silly times. I mean, even if this one is at 20 to 4 in the afternoon, which means Duncan can't go, or it's on really late in the evening, which means again too tired to go. So Duncan wasn't too bothered about going to this one, so I'm going with Sharon and possibly Jackie, and I shall let you know what that's like tomorrow. So I'm going to try and film for you this week, just at odds and ends really, just a bit of a week in my life. See you in a bit. That is a very pretty sight, isn't it? It's got that sunshine in. Definitely.
Student staff.
I worry about drugs.